Alrighty, I'm gonna be pretty much off the cuff with this video. Truth be told, I didn't really believe any of this information, this news whatsoever. I woke up, I thought it was gonna be another motherfucking routine day. I thought it was gonna be just normal, nothing out of the ordinary. And then I woke up and I saw my notifications blow up, and someone said, Hideaki Itsuno, the guy who was the brainchild behind projects like Devil May Cry, trying to pivot that series back into the limelight, and he did. Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, Devil May Cry 5. He was the head engineer of making DMC good again after DMC 2 was a disaster on Capcom's behalf. He made Dragon's Dogma, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Rival Schools 1 and 2. He's definitely a well-known authoritarian in the Capcom circle. Like, this guy has done major work for character action that is really emotionally resonant with a lot of people. That is really something that got Devil May Cry back on track in terms of a director, a creative director, a lead, and he is leaving the company after 30 years. Now, it is almost a no-brainer. Like, around 30 years, like, some people will begin to retire, and I'm gonna read Itsuno's statement out loud so you can have a better picture. He says, I have an announcement for all of my followers. At the end of August 2024, I will be leaving Capcom after 30 years and 5 months. Thank you for your long-term support of the games and the characters I have been responsible for. I hope you will continue to support Capcom's games and characters. From September, I will start developing a new game in a new environment. I hope to create fun, beautiful games that are as memorable as, or even more memorable than, the ones I have created so far. Please stay tuned for my next creation, Hideaki Itsuno. This guy leaving is huge, and the ramifications of this is that what's gonna happen with DMC, since he is the head behind DMC, he's the main brainchild behind Devil May Cry. What's going to happen currently with that franchise in terms of his involvement after he pivoted that series from Hideaki Itsuno? I'm going to be optimistic here. I'm gonna say that Devil May Cry isn't just all Itsuno, it's all a collaborative effort, but currently it has like no current leadership position behind it. Like, we need a face for Devil May Cry. I think a good example was seeing the Dead Rising directors, the new guys, come in for the remaster, and we know those guys, if Dead Rising goes well, those two young directors, that young talent is going to be nurtured, and they're going to make Dead Rising move forward into the future. Do we have anything like this for DMC? What's the questions there? It's something that Capcom has to answer sooner than later. Who's gonna take over, and is that person someone who understands character action? But, you know, I also would tell people that are on the fence about this, don't underestimate Capcom. They have put, remember Uno? He was doing Street Fighter. Yoshinori Ono. He was doing Street Fighter, and eventually he left Capcom, and eventually the creator of Resident Evil as well also left Capcom. Shinji Mikami. Kamiya also left, and he did RE2. For a while, it wasn't any like super head figures to take over those roles, but eventually the Street Fighter position got filled, and Street Fighter 6 came out, and it was good without Yoshinori Ono. And then for Resident Evil, we got Kodoi and Ampo, and that turned out to be great because we got the Resident Evil remakes. Do not doubt Capcom's skill in terms of replacements, because I think they can find the right person for the job to head up DMC with Itsuno's team. and it still is a team. It just needs a leader, it needs a face. But a lot of people have left. I didn't even know that Matt Walker was not on board anymore after DMC5, which is crazy because I thought he was like mad enthusiastic. So I would say be optimistic. I'm sure the right person for the job and the team will follow. Definitely give it faith and we'll see what happens. Another thing is that, is this a really good thing? Yes and no. Yes, in the fact that I did not agree with Itsuno's philosophy on remakes and how he coordinated Devil May Cry, where he said, I only want to do sequels and that's it. I think now, since Itsuno is parting ways and working on something fantastic, not only will it give DMC the time to really adjust and also maybe delve into sequel territory or remake territory, it opens up the avenue a lot more if Capcom will give that effort. It remains to be seen, but now maybe we can get like a DMC 1 remake. Now maybe we can get like a DMC 2 remake, because Itsuno was very anti-remake. He didn't want to do it at first for anything in the series. Now we have that possibility, and that might keep the lifeblood going for Devil May Cry. And Itsuno is going to do another game, not with Capcom, but it's going to be another game he wants to create. So he's not necessarily like retired from the gaming scene in full. You just have to support his other work and project coming out. And I think, you know, all's well that ends well. Sometimes let's pray for the best for both of them. In terms of this not being good, like, no, again, it's just the skeptic that will rise, and a lot of people where they say the head of DMC is gone, what the fuck is gonna happen to the franchise? You know, I can see some people saying this, or being worried, or worried that, oh man, it's gonna take another 10 years to make another DMC. Remember, him and Matt Walker is gone, and Matt Walker, there was one post he said, it was like a promise, a guarantee. Oh, the next DMC is not gonna take like 10 years. Bro, they're both gone. That promise might be invalid. I can honestly see that promise might not be kept. We don't know what is going on with the franchise other than it's getting an anime, which is in limbo until next month, where we see the full trailer. So I think one of the fixes they need to do is, number one, they need to implement a new head into Devil May Cry fast. They need to do that. They need to show a new team of people who worked on DMC, and I think that's going to be Itsuno's remaining team. Eventually, I think a young buck is going to get it. He's going to get that, and then he's going to be like hungry. Because these people are hungry. Those Dead Rising people are hungry after doing this remake. And I think he's gonna gravitate the series forward. I would prefer if it was him, maybe a duo director combo, where it's like you got the young guy that will take over and you have the older guy that worked on the series for like a long time. He knows what's up, he worked on the combat, someone like that. I think a combo collab would be nice for Devil May Cry, with the older and younger veteran going forward. You know, not younger veteran, I mean the older veteran, and the young buck who is hungry for, you know, making more passionate DMC games. And let those ideas bounce off each other. I think if they do that, they'll be fine. They also need to, you know, come up with something fast for the fans, whether it's like a remake or something. Just don't do the reboot yet again. Don't make a DMC 2. I don't know. I just hope for the best, all right, as a fan. That's the best I can do. I will be there for Itsuno's like new game. It's probably going to be awesome. I love his action and what he does and what he brings to the table. So I definitely will be there to support and see how all this goes. But currently, it's just a weird limbo state right now. But as I said earlier in the video, don't bet against Capcom, because again, when they filled in positions for Street Fighter and Resident Evil moving forward, they move forward just fine. just fine, dude. So keep that in mind if you are skeptical. Try to remember that, try to keep that in the back of your head, and we'll see who these new guys are, hopefully sooner than later. And just have a presentation or something, or announce something. I don't know. I just hope we don't get a DMC like 20 years later or something like that. I would fucking, I cry, man. Even a devil may cry, even a human may cry too in that department. So Itsuno-san, thank you so much for your contributions over the years to the character action genre. Thoroughly appreciate everything you brought to the table for Dante, Virgil, Lady, and Trish. You truly took the torch from Hideaki Kamiya and you ran with it, really. So once again, just thank all of you guys for what you have done with DMC, trying your best, doing your best, and ultimately succeeding in the process. I wish you the best of luck, and as always, keep it hot, keep it awesome, and keep it 100% stylish. See you guys next time. Later.